Chan Dodig. It's Rajeev Ram who serves first.
50. Miss Mattek-Sands.
Now, Michael, looking at the ideas of how this partnership did come together, you mentioned some of Rajeev Ram's strengths. What are you expecting from Samantha Stosur to help, and that has been working so well for the two of them?
Sam Stosur has, I mentioned before, has a great kick serve, really bounces off the court. She's going to have to use that because Mattek-Sands and Jamie Murray are very experienced returners.
Love 15.
And just like there, Murray's going to make a lot of return of serves, especially off his backhand wing. He loves to hit the lob over the net man. Or I should say net women as well.
15 all.
Beautiful volley from Rajeev Ram there at love 15 to get it back to 15 all. Does a good job of getting out of the way and seeing Murray trying to poach.
$15-30.
15-30 as Stosur and Ram already just a little slow out of the gates. Just a spot of bother early in this opening minute.
$30 all.
Rajeev takes care of business and fires the first ace of the match to level it at 30 all. It's the aspect that I think is going to be most interesting in looking at how these two communicate and how well they've done, considering they just coupled up at the last minute. And a good hands at the net.
30-40.
Toe-to-toe. Mattek-Sands wins the face-off, and they'll have a break point.
Yeah, good exchange there. Mattek-Sands has great reflexes. See how she does a good job of keeping the racket out in front and draws the air from Rajeev Ram.
Deuce, deciding point.
So it comes to the deciding point in a situation like this in mixed doubles. If at deuce, the next point one goes to the team the game goes to the team that wins it. You also get to decide who's going to receive, and it'll be Jamie Murray who stands back. Oh, and down goes Mattek-Sands, face first onto the court surface.
Game.
Smiling
Stosur
already,
wrong.
so we expect no damage
First
done.
game.
But it is the opening game that goes to Stosur and Ram, as it's Samantha Stosur who finishes up nicely to help give her team the lead. Yeah, Michael, it goes through.
Look at Justin Sands,
Yep.
Bethanie Mattek's husband. So here's a good Rajeev Ram. You notice his service motion. It should remind you a lot of a former great American player, Kevin.
Now you got me on the spot. Okay.
He modeled it after this legendary American tennis player.
I'm going to say, are the initials PS?
They are.
Okay, well then I'm feeling a little better about my guess then.
Good guess, Kevin. Yeah. Pete Sampras. So Rajeev Ram has a silky smooth serve. And you can see in that game, he only missed one first serve.
Jamie Murray
And when
serve.
it goes in, he's easily, efficiently getting 117 miles an hour.
Good model to build on. Jamie Murray sets the line, and this is the
15 love.
1-2 punch that has been devastating in New York the better part of the last 12 months. Champions in 2018, hoping to get back to the final once more. Boom up the middle. Jamie delivers. Bethanie finishes. 15 love.
$15 all.
And good return there from Rajeev Ram. Mattek was poaching, but left a little too early and wasn't able to catch up to that return.
$30-15.
Yeah, and that's tough to read. Jamie Murray with that nasty 95-mile-an-hour out wide kick serve on the deuce side. Stosur just not able to read it and can't return it.
40-15.
Sliding it through. Jamie just uses that left-handed serve so well. It's such a tremendous advantage.
Yeah, he's such great variety on his serve. And he always usually plays with another right-handed player, so it's a great compliment. As you mentioned, he played with Bruno Suarez before.
Good success with right-handers over the course of his run. As a six-time major champion, and his right-handed partner BMS managed to finish off easy hold for Jamie for 1-all. Did want to go back and ask you, Michael, though, I guess in the parlance, communication, however you want to say it, of doubles, is it universal enough
Samantha Stosur to serve.
that anybody can sort of rotate and partner with anybody to find success, or is it something you hone either in the case of Stosur and Ram very quickly?
I mean, you can tell right away if there's chemistry. And obviously that's very evident with Ram and Stosur. So I think their games complement each other well, and they're both used to playing aggressive in singles. So it parlays perfectly when they play mixed doubles together.
See if Samantha breaks out the big old kick serve that she's so renowned for.
30 love.
That's just easy pickings. And especially at 6 feet 4 inches, just a pop-up return.
Yeah. She didn't need the kick serve. He hit a 100-mile-an-hour serve right down the tee. How about that point, Kevin?
Yeah,
30-15.
Great volley exchange. Almost looked like we were watching a little ping pong battle going on.
Yep. And it's interesting to see where it is because they're so adept, all four of them, to keep the ball low. Once it crosses the net cord, it's dipping low. It's hard for the put away when you're at the net if it's below the level, isn't it?
Yeah. Very strategic.
Mr. Murray challenging the call on the left service line. Ball was called in.
Not sure it matters now. It's moved, but he did call challenge before Stosur put that volley into the net. Sam might have heard that too as it's coming. BMS and JM said it was out, but it was not.
40-15.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
They ended up losing the point.
Two challenges remain.
Chase review says good. Ball goes to Stosur. Sam still having some trouble.
40,
Just
30.
about a meter inside of the service line and being able to handle her volleys.
Yeah, she needs to go a little more aggressive with her footwork after that volley. Just let the ball come to her too much.
She should keep moving, move through the ball instead of stop. Is that?
Exactly. Have to close on that net.
And that'll fall wide.
Game.
No challenge coming from Mattek-Sands or Murray.
Ms. Mattek-Sands challenging the call on the
Too soon.
right
Late
far
challenge.
sideline. Ball was called out.
Nick Flenti
Very
giving a
late
lot of
challenge.
leniency. Not sure their heart's in it. They're already over basically towards the chair, but they want to see. And so our second chase review of the opening 2 minutes. That is just enough space. That's the tip of a pencil.
Game.
The equivalent thereof 1 millimeter, we're told, and it just misses the mark. Early doors, 9
Stosur
minutes.
on lead, 2 games
Stosur,
to 1.
Ram
The first set.
find themselves on top.
Mattek-Sands Murray have 1 challenge remaining. Bethanie Mattek-Sands.
Couldn't ask for more for the opening semifinal in mixed doubles than to have the defending champions and the only unseeded team amongst the other 3. 1, 3, and 4 have moved through as unseeded Bethanie Mattek-Sands
15 love.
serves to Samantha Stosur. 1-2. Bethanie, semifinals or better at all 4 majors, but that's somewhat underselling her triumphs a bit. Outside of Wimbledon and a Final Four best result, being semifinalist at the All England Club, she has won the other 3 mixed titles: Australia, Roland Garros, and the U.S. Open last year. Racheta Cow in 2012 was her partner at the Australian Open. 3 years later, Mike Bryan partnered with Bethanie at Roland Garros to win the title, and well, we've told you they won it last year. They're the defending champions, however you want to look at it. It's their title to lose right now, Jamie and Bethanie.
Tied. 15-30.
Catch a bit of that?
Yeah, I mean, that's great honesty from Jamie. He said he caught a little bit off the frame, but you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
By the way the ball was struck.
Yeah, well done. Sportsmanship. And
yep.
Jamie says, all right, my bad, partner. I got you, but we're going to win this thing outright and honest. Let's get back to work. Love 15-30.
Good deep backhand from Mattek-Sands there. Puts a little bit of pressure on that forehand. See, Rajeev has that flat forehand, so sometimes it's a little difficult for him to create a nice topspin to get it down at the feet. Or the old school, he's got an Eastern grip on his forehand, Rajeev Ram.
Left for serve.
Practice a couple and not really give us a whole lot of look. All right, there you go.
You can see that grip.
Director Manny Netto kind of get in tight to give us a little example. Well done, Manny. And nice little
40-30.
Advantage is Stosur recognizing her out of position, just bunts it deep.
Yeah, that's a great second serve from Mattek-Sands, but how about the court sense from Jamie Murray to just kiss that with that supple hand just deep down the middle.
Yeah, no, doesn't need a whole lot. It just needs that little push. Bethanie sees it land right in front of her.
Mattek-Sands challenging the call on the right baseline. Ball was called in.
She had the best seat in the house, Michael. She was hovering right above it.
Yeah.
She thought long. Line judge said good. Chase review. Looking for just a smidgen of white paint. Got it.
Deuce. Mattek-Sands, Murray have no challenges remaining.
Wow, already out of challenges 14 minutes in.
Wow, burned all three.
Yeah. Jamie had one. Bethanie burns two. No mas and deciding point. Coming right at you. I'm not sure Jamie would say he tried to split the wickets there. I'm not fully up on my cricket colloquialisms, but it was right there in the wheelhouse, and Ram had to play defense, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, what a move, though. Jamie just pinches the middle, cuts off a good body serve from Mattek-Sands there on her second serve, and that's perfect doubles execution.
Well done for the hold for 2-all.
15 long.
Stosur helping her partner out. Ram held, although faced 2 break points in his opening service games. Wants to try to shore things up. Rajeev's career high doubles ranking, 1 spot in the top 10 at number 11 back in March of 2017. Has that kind of talent. Is a quality doubles player.
Yeah, he and Joe Salisbury, who are playing this year, just started in 2019. They won in Dubai in March and played exceptional there, and they've had a lot of good runs.
Yeah. 15-30.
Great job from Mattek-Sands there, recognizing Rajeev Ram, closing in, trying to cut off the middle. Good tennis IQ. Uses that backhand volley angle for the winner.
30 all.
That's a good deep first volley from Rajeev Ram. It's 30 all, 2 all. You have to make that first volley, put the pressure back on the returner. And he does a great job of doing that there.
Murray just not able to get under enough to try to get the top spin on that lob. And Rajeev's 2 for 2.
Stosur wrong.
Good effort. Double S and double R as they have a 3-2 lead opening set. Semifinals of mixed doubles in New York. Under the shades of a blood red sky as they look back towards Manhattan, about 6 miles west of Queens, one of the 5 boroughs, but the one that's most important this time of year, particularly for tennis fans. I don't understand why. It's only the last major of the decade, tennis fan. Why not get excited about things such as this semifinal? As it is Jamie Murray wheeling and dealing for a second time, trying to get parity at 3-0.
15 love.
4-time mixed doubles champion Michael Russell was alluding to the fact that he likes to pair with a right-handed partner. It works well to have that combination. You could ask Bob and Mike Bryan if you wanted to, the all-time winningest men's doubles team, of course. But for Jamie, it all began back in 2007. In fact, he was the first major champion in the household. Sir Andy might have some clout, but it was Jamie who got on the board first in 2007 winning Wimbledon with Elena Yankovic.
Yeah. So Jamie's got the bragging rights of the house, for sure.
And he also, big brother can't say a whole lot about the idea of one of us is #1 and the other is not. We're both #1, remember. You can have singles. I got this doubles covered.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Both siblings #1 in the world. You know Judy Murray is happy about that.
Yeah,
proud mother.
Yeah, she is. She lets you know it in a subtle way if you follow her social media. Sometimes not so subtle, but she's always good. A proud mama, you can't fault her. He won an additional Wimbledon title in 2017, went a decade between JJ to Martina Hingis, all well and good. And then, of course, with his triumph at the US Open with Bethanie Mattek-Sands last year, sitting pretty. Bit of wind sort of blowing through when they opened up the roof in Louis Armstrong. Some of the weather that's moved through has been pushed by a few gusts. And we've already seen Samantha Stosur have to deal with it on her toss. Rajeev having a little difficulty, but I mean, excuse me, Jamie having a little difficulty.
Yeah. And Jamie has a very high ball toss to begin with, so that little wind is going to throw it off even more.
Still managing to hold serve with relative ease as he looks to make it 8 of 10 points from the line. Oh no.
Rajeev Mattek-Sands Murray.
98 out of 100 times that works. There's proud mama.
3 games all.
Look at Judy Murray. Looking on. She'll be pleased with that over the shoulder running backwards.
Just like I taught you, Jamie.
Exactly.
Remember how many times we worked on this shot in particular when we were playing back in Scotland? And it draws the eagerness of Ram into an unforced error.
Yeah, it's not easy to execute that.
Love 15.
Okay, so now Samantha Stosur, the last of the quartet to serve for a second time. We'll see how she fares. Hard to imagine, really, and I almost have to go back and make sure I'm doing the math right. 19 divided by 8, or minus 8 is 11. Yeah. 2011.
Love 30.
The triumph with the US Open, the singles champion, getting the better of everybody in the draw that year. And for a lot of people thinking about what a standout player she was in doubles prior to turning her attention fully towards singles. What a monumental, goal and ultimate achievement it was.
Took out Serena Williams, 6-2, 6-3 in the final.
Unbelievable. Remember it like yesterday. That's why I'm having difficulty with that math, Mike. You got to help me if I need both hands to do the subtraction. That happens every so often, though. And that's because of her grip, right?
Yeah, she has a more of extreme forehand grip. She has a semi-western, but that's a perfect play from Jamie Murray to take that second serve, bunt it deep, and come in at love 30. It puts so much pressure on the returner.
Foul off the frame puts her in jeopardy. First break point faced by Stosur.
15-40.
And ultimately, it could result in 4 break opportunities for Mattek-Sands and Murray. Remember, the deciding point also counts, so she gets rid of 1 threat against her serve. No breaks as of yet. For example, and a good look at how extreme her grip is.
Got the fingers all taped up.
Don't know where the fingers end. Racket handle begins. She's got firm grip on. Looking to get out of this jam. 2 for 2.
30-40.
And Jamie Murray, he has to make that return at 15-40. It was a good body serve, but at 77 miles an hour, he's upset that he missed that shot.
Yeah, he would be, wouldn't he? I mean, the upper hand. It'll be up to Bethanie Mattek as a try for the 3rd time for 4-3.
Mattek-Sands Murray.
Ram doesn't have the extension. Not even sure Plastic Man could have gotten that one. That was tough. As Mattek-Sands puts the pressure on. And the Wild Cards have the first break opening set. Beautiful stretch of Gotham, aka Manhattan. There's also the Bronx, Brooklyn, Staten Island, and Queens, the 5 boroughs that make up New York City. Host to the US Open each late August, early September, as Bethanie Mattek-Sands has done her part to help produce a 4-3 lead via the break, and now she serves to look to extend it further. That's been a nice 3 weeks now in the midst of our 3rd week of the New York extravaganza that is the US Open. Qualifying week counting now as 1.
15
turned into quite the exhibition put on here at the former spot of 2 World's Fairs, and now where the tennis universe congregates.
That's 2 missed second serve returns in a row. I'd like to see Stosur and Ram maybe stand back, both back on the baseline to get some more returns in play. Make Mattek-Sands and Murray come up with the volleys as opposed to all these free points.
40 love.
I guess it doesn't matter if you're standing back on that one. 110 mile an hour down the tee.
BMS just cranking it out. Maximum velocity.
That was big.
Big, bold, and she'll look for another to wrap it up for 5-3. And she's got the easiest hold of the night. The first hold to love consolidates the break. Rajeev Ram and Samantha Stosur on their heels. So a trio of games strung together, and Ram going to try and stop the bleeding. Wow. Well, just
15
for effort, and Bethanie just extending fully, but both of them scrambling. That sends a message, doesn't it?
Of course. Next time Ram and Stosur get an overhead, they're going to want to make it even better because of the excellent effort from Bethanie and Jamie Murray.
Yeah, those are the little things that start to creep in. Doubts when you go for the overheads. Where are they going to be? Is this a put away or is it coming back?
Dirty love.
And Jamie Murray has
30-15.
one of the best lobs in the game. He practices it a lot, and he executes a lot.
Yeah, it seems to be an actual outright weapon more than a defensive tactic. I mean, he really has great feel, great touch. It's a great way that he partnered with Bruno Suarez and how they were able to thrive and pick up their pair of major men's titles. Can't quite get out of the way as Stosur puts it on his
40-15.
shoelaces. Rajeev Ram might just be able to end this 3-game slide.
Yeah, Stosur does a good job of hitting that volley deep down the middle, and Mattek-Sands isn't able to get the lob up over her head for an easy put away for Stosur.
(40-30).
Louis Caillé looking on. Great doubles coach from the LTA.
Ooh, that's coming right in your kitchen.
Deuce,
Mattek-Sands offers the cursory
deciding
hand. Caillé spending some time with Jamie Murray.
Yeah, he's an exceptional doubles coach, employed by the LTA, has worked with Jamie a lot of years now, and it's obviously been rewarding.
Yeah. So potential deciding point could end the set. And it does.
Game and
How
first
about that?
set.
Well, they knocked off the
Mattek-Sands
2
Murray,
seeds.
6 games to
The
3.
wild card duo, Jamie Murray and Bethanie Mattek-Sands, trying to do more damage as they are 1 set away from defending, or at least attempting to defend, their title in 2018. Mentioned the site of 2 World's Fairs, 1939, 1964, the Unisphere, 12 stories
Second
tall.
set.
Symbolic and
Murray to
representing
serve.
the entire globe and everyone that lives upon it, tennis community included. Just outside the South Gate here at the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center, that home to the USTA, as Jamie Murray starts things off from the line, looking to give them a propulsive start to set number 2. Michael, I might have been remiss. I think I've left out the fact that Jamie Murray is going for the 3-peat. 2017 with Martina Hingis. I mentioned their Wimbledon run, but memory serves, I might have skipped over the U.S. Open title.
You're exactly
30
right.
love.
If they defend their title, it'd be 3 straight U.S. Opens for Jamie Murray in
Yeah.
the mixed doubles.
Yeah, 2 different titles, or 2 different partners. Hingis was a good one. Bethanie Mattek-Sands has turned out to be pretty strong in her own right. He's been very solid.
He does such great versatility. Early in this first set, he was using the kick serve out wide. Now in the second set, he's going down the tee on the deuce side against Stosur.
11 of 13 from the line, 12 of 14 has them with the opening game of set 2. Oh,
40-15.
Rajeev with quick hands getting those wrists through.
He just thumped that forehand down the line winner. Perfect timing. That was a big serve, 120 miles an hour. Rajeev 3 feet inside the baseline to take that.
Game, Mattek-Sands Murray.
Loses a point, so he's lost
First
just
game,
1 point in
second
each
set.
of his 3 efforts from the line, but that is sterling from Jamie as they post the opening game of this second set. Now, any tactical things that you recognize from Stosur and Ram that they need to do to give themselves a viable shot of extending this to a third?
Well, a big part of it is, like we talked about, looking at those stats. They need to make more first serves. Mattek-Sands and Murray have been all over their second serve returns.
Yeah, for those who weren't with us, Stosur and Ram only getting 63% of their first serves in. That's okay. It needs to be a little higher, winning 60% of those points. Backing it up of 5 of 12 for 42% on the second offering. Really, truth be told, it was just one break. It was Samantha Stosur's final effort. But particularly as things move quickly, and this exceeds the reach of Stosur as it gets up and over her head and falls in. It's the little things. There's only a couple of points that really matter in doubles, right?
Yeah. I mean, the whole match can be decided by 1 or 2 points. And Murray and Mattek-Sands have just played a little more aggressive at those key moments.
Forgive me, it was the deciding break against Rajeev Ram's serve that was actually a second break of serve that led to them losing the set. So there were a pair of breaks, one for each. The deciding point thing sometimes upends the natural progress you think in matches, but credit where it's due. Mattek-Sands and Murray wrapped it up. This is where you really want to get that kick. You want to try to really put some pressure down upon. And once again, that deft touch. I mean, he's just magnificent. It's an extension of his arm.
Yeah, he opens up the racket face and then is able to push the ball just out of the reach. He does a great job. Second time he's done it this game for the lob volley winner.
So confounding and stressful and frustrating and every other adjective you can think of the negative for Stosur and Ram.
And he disguises it beautifully.
That'll be done. A little communication needed the last moment there as Jamie and Bethany almost cross swords, so to speak.
Yeah, and they don't call Jamie Murray Stretch for nothing. That's his nickname. Because look, he is just stretched across the entire net that point.
And once again, Ram feeling some heat.
Game, Mattek-Sands, Murray.
Well, that was close to the line. I'm not even sure if it only caught the back edge, but whatever it found a true mark. And that is another break. That is 5. Nope. Let's make it 6 consecutive games. A virtual bagel for Mattek-Sands and Murray.
And for all those viewers, Mattek-Sands hits a great return down at Rajeev Ram's feet. Murray steps in 1.5 feet to cut off the angle and then can use that long reach for that backhand volley winner.
Stretch getting it done once more.
Love 15.
Bethanie Mattek-Sands, the Golden Girl, makes her home in Phoenix, Arizona. Golden because of her trip to Rio with Jack Sock, able to produce a quality run that resulted in a gold medal around their respective necks. Their victims, Venus Williams, and the man returning serve now, Rajeev Ram.
Left for serve.
Yeah, Bethany talks about how special that moment was. Going down to Rio, didn't know what to expect, and coming back with a gold medal. It's pretty ridiculous how incredible that victory was.
It seemed an odd and yet perfect partnership to get together with Jack Sock. At the time, people uncertain how that would go, but in the end, it seemed as if chosen.
Yeah, they complemented each other so well.
Love 30.
It's a hot, humid day. There's been some rain. The heaviness in the air is present. Players who have been working during the course of this day have felt it. Gael Monfils felt it down the stretch against Matteo Berrettini in their quarterfinal, which saw the Italian move through to the semifinals in singles play.
How much drama do we have at the end of that match?
Yeah.
Out.
Across the board, and drama unfolding inside Arthur Ashe Stadium at the
15,
moment.
30.
Elise Mertens, Belgium, 6-3 over the Canadian, Bianca Andreescu in the opening set. Mertens has been just fantastic. No one on the women's side in singles has lost fewer games than she has through the course of this tournament. Hasn't dropped a set yet. And of course, Belinda Bencic advanced. She awaits the winner of Mertens and Andreescu, beating Donna Vekic earlier today.
15-40.
Well, another bit of a threat. It's Mattek-Sands who has been under scrutiny. She saved a break point in the 4th game of the opening set. But now considerable more duress as she'll have to face down a potential trio of threats against her serve.
Game Stosur wrong.
Doesn't need 2 or 3 as Rajeev Ram steps up
Mattek-Sands, Murray,
and just a
2
little
games to
fly
1,
swatter
second set.
off the court.
1 set to love.
Back on serve. Second set. Samantha Stosur set to take the spot at the line to see if she can get to parity. 2-all, second set. We mentioned that she has 6 total major doubles titles to her credit. Her first mixed doubles titles coming. Oh, there you go, Michael. There's a little activity.
Yeah, how about that point?
15
Great
love.
skyhook from Mattek-Sands to save the lob from Stosur, but unable to make that last volley. But great reflex exchange from both players.
That's a good perspective. Just see the back and forth in close proximity to each other as the activity gets closer and closer. Yeah, Stosur winning in Australia in 2005 with Scott Draper. Speaking of skyhooks, there it is. I like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, only left-handed. Jamie Murray throwing down.
Yeah, he'd be happy at that one.
And then 2 more mixed doubles titles at Wimbledon. 6 years apart. 2008 with Bob Bryan, 2014 with Nenad Simanic.
And again, Murray
15,
so
30.
accurate with those backhand chip lobs. And it's hard to defend against those. You could say, well, why doesn't Rajeev Ram stand farther back?
Why doesn't Rajeev Ram stand farther back?
Exactly, Kevin, because then he'll just dump it at his feet.
That's going to make it tough, too.
Right. That's why he's a Grand Slam champion and former #1 ranked doubles player.
Yeah, poor Rajeev. He's standing out there going, wait, there's 4 of us here, and I'm the only one missing that ultimate accolade in this discipline. Yeah, too good.
15-40.
Quickly through the court and a chance to break right back. This could potentially lead to a 3rd consecutive break.
Yeah, Mattek-Sands just absolutely pummels this forehand. Stosur's unable to run it down. Just beats her with sheer pace.
Nice return. Just
Yeah.
almost took the
Mattek-Sands, Murray.
the racket halfway back to produce just that really flat return.
Mattek-Sands, Murray,
So
3
compact.
games to
It's
1,
very
second set.
unorthodox the way he hits the forehand. He straight arms it, and like you said, Kevin, very compact, but his contact point and through the zone is so smooth.
Go to usopen.org to see how things shape up for the final days of the last major of 2019, including you can look at the mixed doubles draw to see how things fare out. This is the first of 2 semifinals back-to-back in Armstrong. We're going to make you go to usopen.org just so you find out who the winner of this match plays in the next one to follow it. We're going to make them do some homework
Okay,
here,
so
Michael.
we won't tell them who they play the winner.
We'll tell them later, but I'd like them to do some homework. You know, we give them a little assignment and see how they fare.
Can we give them a hint? It's sisters?
We could say that there's a pair of sisters. Yes.
Okay.
I'll let you have that. Jamie Murray, virtually untouchable from the line.
Out.
Just a little too strong. As
15 love.
a recognition of the threat that Jamie Murray and Bethanie Mattek-Sands have as far as quickness. Ram a little too strong.
Yeah, and it was the right play, going down the middle, not giving the opponents any angle and trying to create the confusion. It just pushes it long.
Oh. 15-all.
I can't help but feel that even though they come in as a wild card, unseeded, teams recognize the chemistry that's natural there between them and the way they complement each other. Jamie with the long levers, big steps, quick hands. Bethanie just tenacious as all get out.
Yeah, she's such a gritty competitor.
Sort of forces the opposition to feel a little more under a frenetic pace and have to do a little bit more.
Oh, for sure, Kevin.
Great angle.
30-15.
Manny Neto, well done, because that gives you a unique perspective on how the ball moves, where they're positioned, and the speed of the game.
Yeah, and you can see Murray does a great job of taking that return inside his body, still keeping the racket out in front and getting a good deep first volley, put some pressure on Stosur.
I mean, we bring the best directors, the best producers, the best audio, maybe not the best commentators, but you know, they get what they pay for. Just play by play.
I feel like we're pretty good up here, Kevin. Come on.
I didn't say color commentators.
Okay.
Play by play. Ooh, that found the line.
30 all.
He was looking for it, and the ball had eyes.
Yeah, Ram does a great job of getting the return down low at Murray's feet. Lasers this forehand down the line. Mattek-Sands can't react fast enough.
And desperate for some sort of inroads on Murray's serve here. Any games, any points they can procure, it's just step by step. Things starting to slip away.
I mean, how about that point from
40-30.
Jamie Murray? Great camera angle. You can see how high his second serve bounces over the shoulders of Sam Stosur.
Stosur has those. The shoulders are strong. It would take her strength to fight a ball that's high, and yet the return was just pretty meager.
Yeah. And as you said, Stosur is so good with balls above her shoulders, but not able to get any racket head speed from that height.
And Jamie, look at how quickly he pounces on the floating return. He's won 16 of 21 from the line. And more importantly, the three seeds are in trouble as they're 2 games away from being eliminated from last year's top team. Beautiful causeway that goes from Arthur Ashe Stadium over to Louis Armstrong Stadium in its second year of existence. 14,031 seats when filled to capacity. It's a beautiful tennis structure. If you ever have the chance to be here, whether it's the 2 weeks of main draw action of the US Open or throughout the year, it is an open public facility after all. You got to check it out. I mean, Arthur Ashe Stadium, biggest stage in all of tennis. Yes, it's worth seeing for sure. But this stadium in particular just has a beautiful, intimate feel, both aesthetically and in proximity to the court.
Yeah, it's incredible. I recommend coming while the tournament's going on.
That's a good tip.
Just to feel, I mean, you feel electricity
Sure.
and the excitement. I mean, there's just no other stadium that has that aura and energy feel.
And the beauty of it is the lower bowl are assigned seats by tickets sold, but the upper area is general admission, first come, first serve. So you can find your way in as things go precipitously wrong for Rajeev Ram. This is danger zone. Their alarm's starting to buzz. Bell's starting to whistle. Renee Stubbs, a good friend, former coach. I believe they partnered for a while, Samantha Stosur.
Yeah, and I think she's actually going to start working with her again, Sam Stosur.
Renee here also doing commentary for American television and also a concerned advocate for Sam and her partner Rajeev as things have become very dire. A former #1 doubles player in her own right, Renee Stubbs. And pressure put on once again. Ram dumps out. Murray, spectacular. And somehow he's still got energy to burn as the duo trying to defend their title leads 6-3 and 5-1. Speaking of energy.
I mean, Murray has been dominating, I want to say, this court today.
Yeah.
Earlier taking the court with Neil Skupski in the quarterfinals of the men's doubles, taking out Americans Jack Sock and Jackson Withrow.
And it's a machine as Mattek-Sands tries to finish it. Bethany sporting let's say reworked Rolling Stones, I assume, tour shirt from their recent run through the U.S. They just played Miami just a couple of nights ago.
That's a good call. Bethanie, known for her fashion iconess.
Well said.
She definitely designs all her own clothes. I know she's very instrumental.
Yeah, certainly if it's not a tour shirt, she took inspiration from Mick, Keith, and the boys. Opened their show with Jumpin' Jack Flash, as they did in Miami Gardens 4 days ago. It's Only Rock and Roll was the second song, Tumbling Dice third, and Out of Control was the fourth song, and that's where things are going right now for the 3 seeds.
Yeah, that backhand return was out of control. Rajeev just not getting out of the way. It was only 66 miles an hour. But part of that, credit to Jamie Murray, his long wingspan and how aggressive he's been to coerce Rajeev into that error.
30-15.
Yeah, and they're just showing no mercy. They may have reservation at Tau or Gotham, something going on in Manhattan, because they don't seem like they want long for this court. Bethanie and Jamie setting their sights on a return to the final. How you like me now, says Bethanie Mattek-Sands. She produces her second ace, 5th for the team, and the championship match from Mattek-Sands Murray, a point away. And they will.
In game, set,
vie for defense.
Mattek-Sands Murray.
Playing in the final for the
6-3,
championship
6-1.
of the U.S. Open. Bethanie Mattek-Sands and Jamie Murray go on a tear, winning 10 of the last 11 games to post a straight sets, 6-3, 6-1 victory to move through to the final day.